Welcome everyone, it's good to see you again. Today we'll be building up to bridge pose, or in Sanskrit, Satu Bandha Sarvankasana. Today you'll need yourselves, a mat, a comfortable safe space to practice, and if you have a couple of additional props, that's just icing on the cake. If you have a foam block or a cork block, you can bring one, or an extra yoga mat that's rolled. We can use either one of those as an additional prop. If you don't have either, no worries. It'll be just fine. So I invite you to come onto your mat down to your knees. If you'd like a little extra support, you can fold your yoga mat 1 or 2 times to give yourself some cushion. If you have a block, you can place it long ways in between your ankles and come to sit on the block. If you have an extra mat, roll it, slide it underneath in between your knees, and come to sit down on the mat. Those are just some options. And if you don't want to use any props, that's totally fine as well. We're going to start focusing from our head down to our bum. So think about elongating the back of your neck as you lift your chin straight up. Relax your tongue inside your mouth, and you can have a soft gaze. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears, and then let them fall away from your ears as your shoulder blades come down your back. Imagine you have a flashlight connected to your heart and it shines forward, opening your chest. Think about pulling navel to spine, but continue to breathe. And just allow your sits bones to sink down on top of your heels. Breathe here. If you'd like to place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, it might help you feel the sensation of breath moving through your body. Think about inhaling and increasing the space between your belly button and your spine. And then when you exhale, decrease the space between your belly button and spine. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Notice how you feel. Now we're going to come down to our stomach. Lie down in the center of your mat. You may need to reposition yourself. Make sure your legs are long behind you. Toes are untucked, so the tops of your feet are on the mat. Go ahead and let your chest come down to the mat. Arms can reach towards the feet, palms on the floor. Forehead can also come down to the mat. Let's take a moment to breathe here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale exhale. Inhale, let your belly fill with air. Exhale, empty. Place your hands under your shoulders. Spread your fingers nice and wide here, pressing each of your knuckles down towards the mat. Elbows go back towards your bum. Look straight ahead. Head will be lifted, but think about neck again, getting long. Imagine you have that flashlight strapped to the front of your chest. Inhale, lift your chest off the floor as you press your hands into the mat and the tops of your feet into the mat. Look forward, but don't let your head rise up. Keep the gaze towards the ground. Lower. Bend your knees and let your feet windshield wiper side to side. Relax your legs back down to the mat. We're going to try that again. Cobra pose or Bhujangasana. Fingers spread nice and wide. Press the palms of your hands into the mat as well as the knuckles of each finger. Really try to pull your shoulder blades down your back. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. Press your hands into the mat. Lift your chest. Neck stays long. Flashlight shines forward. And lower back down. Turn your cheek to the other side. Bend your knees and windshield wiper your feet back and forth. Lower your feet back down to the mat. This time we're going to press up even higher into upward facing dog. Same preparatory position. Hands will be directly under shoulders. Elbows squeeze back behind you. Tops of feet press into the mat as your chest lifts off the ground. This time, see if you can press into your hands even more to lift the fronts of your legs off the mat. Shine your flashlight heart forward towards the front of the room. And then lower back down, bending your elbows. Let your chest relax onto the mat. Bend your knees again. Windshield wiper the feet. Let's try that one more time together. Really squeeze your elbows, let your shoulder blades pull down the back. Fingers outstretched, press into the mat, lift your chest. Keep lifting so much that your legs come off the ground. Heart shines forward. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, come back down to the mat. Press back into child's pose. Knees bend, thumb sits on heels. Stretch your arms towards the front of the mat. If your block is nearby, you can place it under your forehead as a little cushion. As you reach your arms forward, think about pulling your shoulder blades down towards your bum. If it feels good in your body, try massaging your forehead by rolling it side to side on the mat or a block. Take a moment to pause. vertebrae at a time. Bring your shoulders up to your ears and then roll them back down away from your ears. How did that feel in your body? Do you prefer cobra or up dog? Could you feel it in your lower back? Did your chest feel open? Leave a comment below and let me know. Now we're going to come down and practice our bridge pose. Let's get set up. Lie on your back. Bring your feet about hips width apart. This could be different for all of us, so see what feels right in your body. If you'd like to use a block, you can place it in between your thighs at the low or medium setting, just to give some space. You can also use a rolled up mat and see how that feels for you. Depending on the width, it could be a little too narrow, but if it gives you distance, give it a try. Feet will be facing the back of the mat and parallel. I like to bring my heels closer to my body so that my fingertips can touch. I'm going to spread my fingers, just like we did with cobra and up dog, and press my whole hand into the mat. Feel your feet on the mat. Spread your toes and press all sides of your feet into the mat. Slowly begin to lift your hips up towards the sky as your palms and feet press into the mat. Think about energetically moving your knees towards your toes and moving the tops of your thighs forward as you lift your hips up. Squeeze your bum and shine the flashlight of your heart up towards the sky. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, breathe out. Slowly lower back down. Very nice. Take your feet out as wide as the mat and bring your knees together to release your lower back. How do you feel? Take a moment to rest before we move on. We're going to try this pose again, this time seeing if we can open our heart even more. If you'd like to try a block underneath your bum, this is the time to try it. So if you'd like to position a block, we're going to come to the same introductory breath part. So feet are about shoulder width, hip width apart. Knees are going to be facing forward. Toes are parallel. If you'd like to bring a block underneath your hips, you can see how it feels. The block will give you support, whether it's on the low, the medium, or the highest height. Be careful balancing on the block, especially if it's on the highest height. I recommend starting low, pressing the palms of your hand into the mat, and then seeing if you can start to move your shoulders a little bit under your torso, making your chest open even more, shining that flashlight up towards the ceiling. Continue to press into your feet and shift energetically that energy towards your feet. Make sure you're breathing here, letting air fill your belly as you inhale, and then escape through your nose as you exhale. Start to let the shoulders come out from underneath your torso. Press into the bottoms of the feet, lifting your hips to remove the block if you've used the block here. This time we're going to windshield wiper our feet from side to side, just like we did on our stomach. And back to center. Are you ready to try this pose with me one more time? Notice if you prefer to use the block underneath your hips or do it without the block. It's totally your choice and what feels good in your body. Let's get set up. Feet come to the ground, heels close to your bum. Let your fingertips raise your heels. Think about starting from the base of this pose. So we're going to press our hands down, press our feet down as our hips slowly lift up towards the sky. Think about the tops of the thighs squeezing as your knees go forward. Lift an inch higher and begin to roll your shoulders underneath your torso. If you want to try for the bind, you can grab and clasp your fingers as your palms come together. This may help you open your chest a little bit more for that flashlight to shine. Let's take one deep breath together in through the nose and out through the nose. If you have the bind, slowly let those fingers separate. The palms come to press into the mat and lower one bone at a time until your hips reach the mat. Extend your left leg and pull your right knee into your chest. Give that right knee a hug. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Let the right leg go long. Pull the left knee in towards your chest. Give your left knee a hug. And release the left leg. Reach your arms up over your head and pull yourself in opposition like a giant rubber band. Arms reaching back behind you, toes reaching away from your arms. Both knees come in towards your chest. Curl yourself up into a tiny ball. Let your spine come down to the mat. And then just rock side to side with your knees pulled in towards your chest. Think about pressing your tailbone towards the mat. If there's any other movement that you'd like to take, feel free. Maybe that's a happy baby. Maybe it's legs up a wall. Find your final movement. I'm going to do happy baby. Take a few moments here in whatever you choose. Let your legs extend back down onto the mat. Palms can face up if that feels nice for you. And take a moment to let yourself rest. Great work, everyone.